time machine and went back about 3 months, a little pre-draft action as this was all being swirled around. Hey, should the Jags do this? Should they give up this for Aiyuk, knowing he wants a big contract and all that? So I thought, low-hanging fruit. I'm a big fan of the low-hanging fruit here. Why work any harder than you have to? But today's Chad and Sandy Real Estate question of the day, asking you, San Francisco wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk officially requests a trade. So flashing back to 3 months ago, and I know a lot has changed, right? We signed Gabe Davis, although they said, hey, we signed Gabe Davis with the intention of signing Calvin Ridley as well. Now, you have Brian Thomas in the mix, and you do have Brian Thomas in the mix. So, got to factor all these things. But Jacksonville fans, would you be in favor of your team, the Jaguars, trading 2025 first rounder? I'm assuming that's kind of what the price is going to be. And we can debate, what compensation would be fair. Giving it up for Aiyuk, pushing your chips to the center of the table, knowing Aiyuk wants a contract with a $30 million average annual value. Are you willing to make that kind of a bold move right now? If you are Trent Baalke and the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'll say this, Brandon Aiyuk, to me, would top this depth chart easily. I think he'd be the best passing game weapon that the Jags would have. We'll talk about that as we go along. Now, a lot of factors in here. Can you afford this? Is it a good use of resources? Are you already good enough at wide receiver? Are you content with what you have? Your options in today's poll are 3. Simple yes. Yeah, I'd do it, right? And that's it. I'd give up that first-round pick. Now, we can, again, tinker on the compensation, but assume that's about the price and that Aiyuk would do the deal. Obviously, you have to be able to fit it under the cap. You could structure it in a way that makes it palatable, certainly for this year. I mean, you look at some of the cap hits, Joshua Hines-Allen is like the 6th highest cap hit on the team at like $11 million. So it's manageable from that regard. So yes, no, the Jags are set at wide receiver, or no, that's too much compensation. That can mean the pick, the contract, or the combination of the two. All right, so let's take a time out here. We'll get into it today. I dug up an old pack of cards at the house pocket, so we'll see if we got any Jag karma coming our way. Baby. Courtesy of Panini. Going back, somebody said it looks like the Taven Bryan rookie year set. It may be. We'll find out. We'll do that and more today. Having a fun show. Brian Sexton a little bit later on in the hour. Mike Dempsey, Dylan Denmark here with you. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for Pella Windows and Doors. AC, baby. You want to keep it tight and inside. You want your house to be cool. You want your house to look fantastic. Pella is the industry leader. Consumer Reports puts them in the top of all the main window categories. Look, what you need to know is they're going to beautify your home, and they're going to make it more energy efficient. Whether you're a homeowner replacing windows like I was, building a new house, a trade professional working with clients, the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on Jaguars Today. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, your long-term solution for weight loss.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Joe C., Matt Hayes, and Leon.
What about the motto of the Musketeers? All for one and one for all.
XL Prime Time.
All for one? One for all.
Weekdays 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
At Garber Auto Mall, we can wiggle it. Best price, we can wiggle it. Best trade value, we can wiggle it. Best payment, we can wiggle it. Ford, Chevy, Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. With 8 American brands, we can wiggle it. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or online at GarberAutomall.com. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Enjoy the thrill of the grill at John Smith Subs with specialty subs like the Steak Bomb, the Gator, plus a full lineup of cold and hot deli subs, including the best Cuban and Duval. Bring your big mouth to John Smith Subs on Hodges and JTB.
The coolers are full at your local Gate gas station, making it easy for you to cruise in and cruise out with little downtime. Ice cold Coronas, Natty Light, Stella Artois, and Michelob Ultra. And don't forget the king of beers, Cold Buds. Gate's got them in the cooler, waiting for you.
A no-risk, all-rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your Awaken 180 results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. No risk, but every reward. With the solution for weight loss, awaken180weightloss.com.
The saying goes, the grass is greener on the other side. Well, that is actually true if your neighbor installed artificial turf. Lauren Brooks here from my friends at Sunshine Turf, a family-owned local company that will take your backyard dreams and turn them into a reality. Caleb can design anything from putting greens to pet runs, and if you have a pool, you'll definitely love maintenance-free turf around it. Visit sunshineturf.info to get a free quote today from Sunshine Turf. That's sunshineturf.info.
Any action? Find more fish on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
That's a big redfish, guys.
With Captain Kevin Faber.
Oh, my gosh.
Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Thursday nights at 6.
On 1010XL AM.
We love talking sports on 1010XL, and I9 Sports loves giving kids the perfect way to grow up playing sports. Fall and winter registration is underway. Log on to i9sports.com and see all they've got to offer. Kids 3 and up. You can enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Year-round sports all across the First Coast. St. John's, Duval, and Clay. Sign up now for fall and winter. Great locations added like Fort Family Field, Westside Middle, and Duval Charter Bay Meadows. It's all online at i9sports.com.
What's the penalty in baseball for a fielder throwing his glove at a batted ball in fair territory and hitting it?
When you call Southern Oak and file a claim, you'll be handled by our hand-picked vendors who will analyze any roof, storm, or water damage. It'll save money for you.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
If a fielder throws his glove at a batted ball in fair territory and hits it, it's scored a ground rule triple.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
Bueller Aaron Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a paint color namer from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Irving Stapler.
Hi, Howie.
So the next round is word association. I'll say a word and you give me the first word you think of. Engagement ring.
Jeweler.
Gas station.
Fueler.
Aaron Burr.
Dueler?
Air conditioning.
Wow. Jeez. It's a toughie.
Come on, Irv. The sponsor's going to kill me now.
Oh, Bueller.
That's right, Irv. If your AC is struggling through the summer heat, the first name you should think of for fast, friendly, 5-star service is Bueller Air and Plumbing. The name to know to make sure you are cool.
Have a beer, Irv.
Cooler.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
This is Hayes Carlyon for Skylife Elite. Have you ever thought about aircraft ownership as another potential revenue stream and as a tool for tax savings? Put your tax money to work for you while enjoying the benefits of private personal travel. Skylife Elite has over a decade of experience in business aviation and can guide you through the process with their expert staff. Call my friends over at Skylife Elite at 490-9332 or find them at flyskylife.com to get the rundown on everything owning an airplane can do for you.
Hey folks, Curtis Dvorak here. Are you a golfer, a pickleball player, or a concert lover? Well, if you said yes to any of those, join me for the first ever Patriot Games on Saturday, September 21st at the Yards in Ponte Vedra. All proceeds benefit Operation New Uniform, which is a transition training program for service members, veterans, and military spouses. For more information, visit onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org. Hope to see you there.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
What is it worth to acquire a talent like Brandon Aiyuk? Right? What is it worth to you? That's kind of part of it. And I get it. We've been through this months ago here on Jaguars Today. And let's be honest, the Niners have no outright inclination to try to move on for Brandon Aiyuk. But they did use the no intention of trading him, which does, it's not a hard line in the sand saying there's absolutely no way we'll do it. Probably unlikely, but not impossible necessarily. Even, Mike Silver is now covering the 49ers, Dylan, and somebody asked him, hey, is there any chance Pittsburgh could get him? Because Pittsburgh and Washington have been two of the teams he's been kind of loosely linked to this offseason. And he said it depends on what they offer. So he would suggest, anyone's available for the right price. And I think we'd all understand that. If the Jags or any team stepped up and said, I'll give you my next 3 first-round picks, well, the Niners would probably be dumb not to do that based on the circumstances. But the complicating factor as well, the Gator rookie, Ricky Pearsall, shows up on the non-football injury list, right? So on the one hand, you're the Niners. You're like, oh, then, if we're going to move Aiyuk, we want Pearsall to hit the ground running. They gave Juwan Jennings a new contract this offseason. They still have Debo. They have George Kittle. But on the other hand, Aiyuk might look at it like, hey, I'm digging in here, man. I'm not showing up. Pearsall's not available to you. Let's see what you think life is like without the both of us. Anyway, it's a hypothetical that honestly, I understand, has very little chance of realistically happening, right? But, again, that's why it's July 17th, and it's not August 17th in the midst of training camp in the preseason, and we're talking about kind of, a little bit of silly stuff here. If you want to get in, talk silly stuff or serious stuff with us, the Garber Auto Mall phone lines are wide open to you at 641-1010, as is the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Same number. Hit us up on social media. You can vote in the poll today at MD_1010XL, or you can just give a follow to Pockets at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
Get that kind of high quality content when you follow him. I did tweet out, Dylan, the pack of trading cards. I don't know where I even get these. This may have been one of the last Super Bowls I covered. Not quite sure. But my wife came across these in the house. She's like, what are you doing with these? Like, it's a pack of football cards that are unopened. I'm like, what am I doing with them? Bringing those into Jaguars Today. We're going to open up on the air, and we're going to, try to mine for gems. So anyway, I tweeted out a picture of the pack, and I said, what mysteries will be unveiled on today's episode of Jaguars Today? Because that's where we're at. We'll open up a pack of cards, and we'll make 5 minutes of radio out of it. And somebody replied, this is, I don't know how to take this. This is my favorite recurring event on Jaguars Today besides all the others.
Yeah, what's that mean?
I could read that as very positive, like, you know what? I love when you do the cards. It's kind of fun to go through them, and I really like all the other stuff you do as well. Or it could just be like, yeah, this is this is as good as it gets on your program, right? We're going to open up a 6-year-old pack of football cards later on in the show. Highly anticipated. I don't know. So I don't know how to take that. So I'll choose to take it positively is what I will do. All right, so tomorrow at the shop, I saw our guy E.T. still not taking up any, of these race challenges. I know Dylan's thrown the gauntlet down, and for whatever reason, E.T. just kind of hiding behind that boot that he's been wearing.
I think he's been just chilling.
He just had a surgery on the Achilles. Hope you're doing well, E.T. I hope you're listening right now. Enjoy the painkillers that come along with it, right? Hey, the doctor's supervision, man. It's all medically prescribed. So anyway, E.T. tweeted out something to the effect of, I need to get me a Fred Taylor throwback. Yeah, you do. Drag that boot on to the fan shop tomorrow. Here's the question. Dylan, I'm not a jersey buyer.
Neither am I.
Never have been. And I'm not opposed to it. The only football jerseys I've ever owned are 3. I won a fantasy league, and one of the prizes was you got the jersey of your choice of any player on the team. I didn't realize there was any player on the team, and I actually asked for, at the time, a Josh Allen, now a Joshua Hines Allen. That's not $1 in the jar. I was referencing what he used to go by. And he goes, no, you got to have somebody on the team. So, Lamar Jackson was my quarterback. It's probably second year in the league because he had the big breakout, and he carried a lot. You got him in like that 9th or 10th round that year, and he carried a bunch of people to championships because he got crazy value. And I was fat boy at the time. So I got a 3X Lamar Jackson Ravens jersey. It's still in my closet somewhere, right? Like, what am I going to do with that? Someone gifted Tony and I a pair of like authentic jerseys of Barry Sanders. He might have got an LT. I'm not sure. And I ended up getting Barry to actually sign it at a Radio Row event, and I gave it to the J Fund so they can donate it. And on the first day that he did the show as a co-host on Jaguars Today, Jeff Lageman brought me one of his game-used Jets jerseys because, I came up a Jets fan, and he signed it, and I've got that at the house. And those are literally the only football jerseys I've ever owned. So I lived through the 90s era. Do I go with the Freddie T or the Baselli? I don't think I can go with the Baselli because I think Baselli would maybe lord that over me, right? I'm not sure. Or do I go the T-Law route or, some other modern-day Jaguar? What do you suggest?
If it's me and I'm in the same boat as you, I've only been gifted 2 jerseys coming up in my life. I would go Freddie T throwback.
You would, huh?
That would be my number 1. And then number 2, I want to lean Josh Allen over Trevor Lawrence for the current guys, but
Josh Hines Allen.
Yeah, Josh Hines Allen.
Cha-ching.
But I would definitely go Freddie T1. Just because there's something about that jersey when you see it, it just looks so cool.
It really does.
To any other jersey.
It really does. But like those, they're out there, right? There are people that have that out there and have had them for a long time. I don't know. There's something about the franchise quarterback is going to play in this kit, as they like to call it, this gear for the first time. And so it's not like you're saying, hey, let me get, a modern player in the 1940s style that they've never played in or something like that. They'll actually play in these this year. Kind of on the fence, man. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of leaning towards the mix of generations and going with the T-Law. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But I don't know. To be determined tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe they'll have some jerseys available at the pro shop. Hint, hint, when they open up at 9:04 tomorrow. Can we get a cool breeze tomorrow, by the way?
Yeah, good luck to you.
Does the remote crew travel with like any portable fans or anything like that? I feel like that may be a necessity. Because if I get the jersey tomorrow, I'm going to want to put it on. Maybe I should, if I do get the jersey tomorrow, maybe I should save it for in studio on Friday.
The temperature at 9 o'clock is 82, and it's going to warm up to 90 by noon.
90 by noon. Why does my car then say 109 degrees when I get in it every day?
Because it absorbs the heat. I don't know if that's true or not, but
and
it always feels way more.
And it never gets down below 97.
No, never.
Just crazy. I don't know what to do, man. All right, so we'll go with one of our favorite throwbacks. I hope he doesn't mind me calling him a throwback, but I'm talking about Brian Sexton, the original voice of your Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll talk about bridging the eras, his thoughts on what the Jags have done this offseason to put the best product they possibly can on the field, the future. Is it as bright as we hope it is here in Jacksonville? The former voice of the Jaguars, now a member of the digital team and the game day broadcast team, Brian Sexton, joins us next. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Mike Dempsey and Dylan Denmark on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. That's right. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to jump right in. Sandwiches, subs, breakfast, salads. You want a late-night snack? You're driving around. Duval is so spread out. We know that. But Dandy and the Thompson family have got you covered. Who are the Thompson family? Just the Jacksonville family that built this company up over nearly 7 decades of brilliance. And I say brilliance, I've never tried a Dandy product that wasn't delicious. Now, not every flavor, every variety is going to be for you. I could eat that classic tuna salad, though, every single time I swing into a gate station. But if you want to try something new every day of the month, Dandy quite often has over 30 varieties available at your gate station of choice. So swing in, get a little AC, head to the fresh case, and check out the fresh offerings from Dandy, made with the highest quality ingredients, locally sourced as often as possible, super variety, prices that put a smile on your face. When you're hungry in Duval, Dandy's the name to know. So do what I do when you are. Go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday
on Jaguars Today.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
You have heard about the 1010XL YouTube channel. Now check out our team-specific channels, 1010XL Jaguars, 1010XL Gators, and 1010XL Seminoles, bringing up specific, up-to-the-minute video coverage of your favorite local team. And find us on YouTube today.
At Honda, we appreciate all the comparisons to other vehicles. And no matter how many times they compare their vehicles to a Honda, only a Honda is a Honda. Remember, value, quality, safety, there is no substitute. Visit your local Honda dealer now and experience the difference.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Arrested? Got traffic tickets? DUI? License problems, gun charges, drug charges? If you've been charged with any crime, call me, criminal defense attorney Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
Hey, it's Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. If you're like me, you're getting crushed by rising costs of everything these days. I get it. It's brutal, and credit card rates are ridiculous and going higher. That's why at Loan Pronto, we launched our Express Equity Line of Credit to bring you the relief you and your family need, using your home, your most valuable asset. We've helped thousands of people like you get fast relief with cash. The average homeowner who does this gets tens of thousands in just days and is able to save $850 per month in overall expenses. I'm talking life-changing money. Your money that you have access to right now. Listen, if you're ready to get control of your finances and get off the hamster wheel, call Loan Pronto. You can get approved for Express Equity Line of Credit in just minutes, and we can get your cash in less than a week. Stop digging a deeper credit card hole today. Call Loan Pronto now. 904-999-1508. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. 904-999-1508.
Equal housing lender. NMLS 166-1781. Subject to lender approval. NMLS consumeraccess.org.
Tired of dealing with clogged drains? What about bad smells coming from your pipes? You need to call Duck Duck Rooter, your plumbing pros in Northeast Florida. Duck Duck Rooter can help with any plumbing issue at your home or business. DuckDuckRooter.com.
When they were little, the other girls played with dolls.
Aww.
They played with footballs.
Who's that? Yes, it's us.
Helmets and heels.
From the First Coast Lighting Studios at 1010XL.
Weekdays noon to 2.
Some girls have all the fun.
Let's go! It's Military Appreciation Night this Saturday, July 20th at the ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Join us for exciting football action and help salute and celebrate our military. As a thank you, all active and retired service men and women can get a special buy one, get one free ticket deal. And the first 1,000 fans will receive a free military rally towel. Ask about the new Family 4-packs. You get 4 tickets, 4 food vouchers, and a $25 Al's Pizza gift card. Purchase yours today. Call 904-621-0700 for more information. Make sure to check out our special military jersey auction and player autograph session on the field after the game. Get photos with your favorite player or dancer. Let's go! Don't miss the fun this Saturday, July 20th. For tickets, visit jacksharks.com or call 621-0700. That's 904-621-0700.
Let's go!
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Dave and Ammon here with Zero Res. So Ammon, you have worked for Zero Res since you were 9 years old. What makes Zero Res the right choice for cleaning carpets and tile?
I can think of 3 simple reasons. We have the best process, the best people, and our promise to do the best cleaning possible every time.
So what deals does Zero Res offering for this month?
July is National Carpet Cleaning Month. So for home carpet cleaning, we're offering $49 per room, and for businesses, we're offering 20% off.
Sounds like a great time to get your carpets cleaned. Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
RJ Saunders here, sports lovers. I recently took a tip from Frank Frangie when I needed to send flowers to my mother. Frank told me that Kuhn Flowers is the only florist he ever uses. So that's what I do now. I use Kuhn Flowers. Find them online at kuhnflowers.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line. Hello. We can wiggle it.
Far play action, drops back into pocket, has time, fires a pass, he's looking, intercepted, Rasheed Mathis had 2. Now makes the grab, there he goes, 30. There's Keenan at the 20, he's at the 10, 5, touchdown, Jacksonville.
Smith is getting frustrated, Roselli doing a good job. Watch how he blows Smith off the ball.
Down to the 25, an inside move, leaping for the 21. Mark Brunell with a masterful run. And it's a draw again, Taylor going outside, to the 10, breaks a tackle, looking for room inside at the 15, outside, there he goes, it's a foot race, Taylor's gone. Touchdown! Jacksonville, 90 yards.
Man, if you're a Jags fan of a certain age, you got to have a few goosebumps when you hear that kind of stuff. I'm serious about that. You know, Brian Sexton, the original voice of the Jacksonville Jaguars, is one of the threads that ties together all the eras of Jaguar football because he's still with the team, senior correspondent at Jaguars.com. I'm fortunate enough to work with him the last couple of years on the game day radio broadcast, does great in-stadium work with Freddie T, and just, you know, he's a part of the fabric of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And we are thinking, Dylan, even though the word that starts with throw and ends with back was not actually used in any kind of release by the Jags, that maybe that's what's going to be available tomorrow at the Pro Shop. The throwback is Brian Sexton, but he's not just a throwback. He's like a throwback and connects the modern era. There's the great arc. So who better to have on the program today than my man Brian Sexton himself? Brian, good morning. How are you?
Well, I'm great, Mike. Thanks for the kind words, which really are a nice way of saying he's old.
He's old as hell.
I am. And I appreciate you greatly for saying all that. And I feel blessed to remember all of that. The older I get, some memories fade, but every one of those plays sticks so prominently in my mind. I can remember what I was thinking and feeling when Rasheed intercepted that pass in Pittsburgh, or the 90-yard run. And that was the fastest defense in football, that Dolphins team. He just made Brock Marion look like he was standing still. It was an epic moment.
If there were two words that people will remember you by, 90 yards are probably those words, honestly, right? And that's a positive. That's a good way. It does give me some goosebumps, Brian. It's particularly because I want to feel that we're coming into the new golden age of Jaguar football. And we'll get to that on the field. But let's just surmise, okay, without spoiling anything, that there may be a few throwbacks in the offing this offseason, and fans are super excited about. How cool is it? Because the player, Joshua Hines-Allen's out there tweeting, hey, these throwbacks are fire. It's not a big secret, right? But
no, it's not.
How cool is it, though, do you think, for this fan base, especially the ones that lived through the late 90s, to see their guys now in those uniforms that are really so beloved?
Well, I'm sure you, like I, have an emotional attachment to those early uniforms because it was the first glimpse of this team. In 94, we were all working and watching through 95 as all the little steps were being taken to put this team on the field. And, the first time they walked out onto the stadium against the Oilers on opening day, September 3rd, 1995, it felt momentous, and it still does. It lives in my memory from that sense. So now you start talking about Mark and Jimmy and Fred and Tony and guys like Joel Smengi, and all of those names come flooding back. You were talking earlier in your introduction about the thread and tying the eras together. Well, we're finally at that point as we go to the 30th season that now you have eras of Jaguars football. And the golden era is obviously 1995 through 1999. And I, like you, feel like, here's the start of another era, golden era of Jaguars football with the talent they've got on the field. So it's just fun to think about those uniforms making their comeback. I've missed them.
Absolutely, man. And fans are going to be so thrilled. And hopefully the play on the field matches it, right? Hopefully the Jags at whatever point they don those have a great record and they're playing well and all that. Because that's the thing, Brian. We can have all these high hopes and we can say, hey, Trent Baalke's done some great things. Doug Peterson's done some great things. They've taken care of a lot of contracts. You still got to prove it on the field. That's what that late 90s crew did. But as we look at what they were able to accomplish this offseason, the stadium being a big part of that, is this, where does this offseason rank among the most momentous that you can remember for this franchise?
Well, it feels like 1999. If you can remember, the Jaguars lost in New York in the 98 playoffs. But it felt like they were on the cusp because they had added Fred and he had that huge 1,700 yard rookie season, and everything just felt like it was on the up and up, that this was a franchise on the rise. And it feels that way now. I know you can go back and look at the to-do list that Trent Baalke and Doug Peterson laid out through the course of late January and early February, and then the franchise too, with what they wanted to get done with the stadium. And it seems like they've checked nearly every box. And it's hard not to be optimistic about, you had two guys that combined put up 27 and a half sacks last year. All right, there's a pass rush here. You add Eric Armstead, and you think, all right, the run defense can get better. You bring in Gabe Davis because you want a physical presence in the middle of the field. And then you reach for maybe the most explosive, tall receiver you could get your hands on in Brian Thomas Jr. It feels a lot like 1999, which is 25 years ago. And that season, we all know, was 14-3, with all three losses being to the Tennessee Titans. Hopefully that's not an issue again this year. But it does feel like it's that moment where, okay, here's our chance. Not that they're the best team in the AFC, which everybody believed they were going into 99. That title belongs in Kansas City still. But it feels really close to that 99 offseason.
Perception is a funny thing, Brian. If you look at the Jags coming off the 2022 campaign where they beat the Chargers in the postseason, right? If everything else in that game goes the same, but Riley Patterson misses the field goal, then the narrative isn't Trevor Lawrence led this great comeback. It's that Trevor Lawrence dug a hole too big to come back from, right?
You bet.
Almost, right? And so last year, the Jags maybe get the Brandon McManus field goal against Cincinnati. They win the division for the second consecutive year. People, I think, would look at it and say, man, you know what? Yeah, they struggled down the stretch, but Trevor Lawrence was beat up, but they steeled themselves and they won that division. They've shown that they're the class. But now it feels like they're the second-class citizens. You can find people saying they're third best in the division and watch out because Tennessee's coming. You know what I mean?
I totally do.
Houston,
I totally do.
Houston's the team this year that the Jags were last year to some degree, right?
Yeah, listen, we're all a flavor of the week sort of mentality. And C.J. Stroud had an amazing season, and the Texans had a really good offseason. They're a formidable opponent. It's going to be a very fun rivalry to watch those two teams compete. But look, I like to compare it like this. I saw this list on CBS Sports that had the top 10 pass rushers in the league, and none of the Jaguars were there. Josh Allen wasn't there with 17 and a half sacks. Are you kidding? I don't even think he was on the honorable mention list. And it just reminded me of what I think I've always known, and that is that people will just overlook Jacksonville. They just always do. There's a perception. They forget our golden era. They only look at 10 years between 2007 and 2017 that were really lean, and that's probably being kind. But that stigma, that stink, has been attached to this franchise unjustly. So I think that there's this little gnawing inside of a lot of people in this building. And there are only a couple of us left that remember the golden era. But there is this gnawing inside to get to a point where people look at this franchise and see it for what it is, not what it isn't. It's a game of inches, and the Jaguars missed a couple of opportunities last year, and that's all anybody remembers.
I was talking with some folks this morning about this, Brian, what might have been this offseason, right? And always a lot of angst around the GM, and there's, the Trent Baalke fans and detractors, right? And so the question was, why couldn't you get a deal done with Josh Allen at the time, now Joshua Hines Allen, and get that done so you could use the franchise tag on Ridley? And they almost got it across the finish line with Ridley. Had they done that, and they said when they signed Gabe Davis that doesn't preclude Ridley, we want to still get it done. So had they done that, and they still signed Armstead, who knows what happens in the draft, right? Like maybe they sit pat and they take the best corner available. But as it turned out, they're able to move back. Not only do you get Brian Thomas Jr., but you picked up Keelan Robinson as part of that trade. That was part of the compensation, that fifth-round pick. Yep. You add a third and a fourth rounder next year. I'm not saying it's definitively the better path to take, but, who knows? Like, I don't know what they would have done with that first-round pick. Maybe they would have traded back, acquired all that stuff, got Terry and Arnold, and we would have loved that as well. But it seems like if that's the one big detraction from what they failed to get done, Josh Allen in a more timely fashion at that time, it doesn't seem like they missed on too many of their targets this offseason.
No, it doesn't. And listen, there was an old school of thought. It's changed, but that is that sometimes you have to let the draft come to you. I know nowadays we're talking about targeting the athlete you want and going and getting them and using draft capital. But it used to be that you just kind of let the draft play out and you didn't blow too many picks trying to move up. And we've seen the Jaguars blow some picks in their history moving up to grab a guy. 2008, that seems to stick in my mind. But the Brian Thomas thing, I'm not in favor necessarily of looking at receivers in the first round because there's a history of finding receivers throughout the draft. And yet I've watched this Thomas kid run all offseason. That's all I've seen is running. Boy, does he has something special in the height and the length and the speed. This team wants to get better at running the ball. They were awful on third down and 3 yards or shorter last year. It caused them too much inconsistency offensively and too few sustained drives. Can you imagine now, every safety that sees Brian Thomas coming is going to take a step backwards. That's going to open things up at the line of scrimmage. A guy like that you don't think of as being somebody that's going to improve your running game, and yet I can see them, with the addition of Mitch Morse, being much better on third down and 1 and keeping the offense on the field this year. And that's something that just kind of comes to you. I get the Josh Hines Allen thing, and that's going to take some time for me to get used to saying. I'm sure you would agree with that. But Baalke has done a really good job at putting this franchise in a position to be patient and take the best player available. The Jaguars have never been there, Mike, and you know this, when they've swung on guys in the draft because they felt like they had to have this position or this measurable on a player because they were missing it. Now they can just sit back. If Brian Thomas had not slid, they would have taken the corner that Detroit took, the kid from Alabama, Terry and Arnold. I mean, he could do whatever he wanted because he set himself up. And the Hines Allen deal, and those things are complex. You can't put those together necessarily in the course of 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And it isn't one side that doesn't get it done. It can be both sides. I get it. There's some fair criticism in there. But overall, man, they got him done. They got Trevor done. They got the stadium deal done. The Jaguars had a winning offseason. Now, as you rightly say, let's see you do it on the field.
Right. That's the thing, right? Stadium is great. And honestly, that to me is maybe the biggest thing. You talk about franchise stability, right? But you've got the franchise quarterback, okay? The Joshua Hines Allen contract, great. Foye gets an extension. All that's great. Maneuvering in the draft. We're excited. We're always excited about new bodies coming in and hopeful. But really, this is now about Trevor Lawrence and how high he can ascend. So 2 minutes, Brian Sexton, opine as you see fit. What are your expectations for Trevor Lawrence for at least 2024?
Well, listen, my first expectation is for him to take care of the football. And it's not that he wanted to be loose with the football, but I think part of the learning curve for quarterbacks is to figure out what you can do against the level of the defensive backs and the defensive coordinators in this league. When he was at Clemson, he could do anything he wanted with the football. He had the best receivers, and they were better than the other team. It's not the case here anymore. So part of the learning curve was to figure out not just what the defense is doing, but how to manipulate the defense. Bill Polian has these 3 phases that he talks about of figuring out what's going on around you, figuring out how the offense works, figuring out how the defense works, and putting it all together. And so I'm paraphrasing him. But the reality of it is that I expect this year for him to be able, with the weapons that he's got, with his now 3rd year in Doug Peterson's system, to be able to see and identify what's happening around him and then to flip the script and to manipulate it against them. Now, the other thing that I saw from him, Mike, the first day he was back here in the offseason program was how much bigger he was up top, right? I don't know that it reflects in his actual overall weight, but when you look at his chest, his shoulders, his neck, his arms, he has taken the time to build himself up to be more physically prepared for the rigors of this game. It's 17 games now, obviously, the last couple of years. Probably going to be 18 before too long. And then if you want to be a quarterback that is healthy and strong in January and into February, you better be prepared for it. And it looks like he is. To me, it looks like he took that to heart and is ready for both the physical and the mental challenges that are standing in front of him this year. We know that he's got the intellect. We know that he's got the physical capabilities. We know now he's got time on task. This is the year. They have worked. They have pulled out all the stops, done everything they could to put the weapons around him. Sure, they could have done some more things with the offensive line, but you can't do everything every offseason. I think they did enough there. They've done everything they can to put him in a position. Now it's time for he, who has a seat at the table with Doug Peterson and Press Taylor, to be an equal partner in this offense, to take ownership of it and to push it forward. And I think, based on my brief conversations in and around him this year, that he's ready for that challenge. I'm excited.
Bro, it's middle of July, nothing but positive vibes right now. Nothing has gone wrong. Yeah. So let's at least think about the upside of all this. I'm with you. I'm hopeful, but I'm always hopeful at this time of year. But I think there are a lot of reasons to be. By the way, the text line flooded with praise of you and your work and all that stuff coming in. And I have enjoyed the hell out of working with you the last couple of years directly on the Game Day broadcast, man. I look forward to reuniting again. And I'll see you out there at training camp next week.
Mike, I'm grateful for the chance to be on your show. And hey, to all the Jags fans, this is the time of year to be teal glasses on and enjoy it.
Amen, brother. All right, Brian, thanks as always for the time, buddy.
You got it, pal.
All right, there he goes. Brian Sexton, the original voice of your Jacksonville Jaguars. I love working with Brian. He's, I tell you, when I was coming up, Dylan, watching the Jags that first season, I started covering them a little bit in 96 to think I'm going to work on the pregame show with Brian Sexton one day. Like, what are you talking about? And we need to have Brian on more often. Maybe we'll do that as we get deeper into training camp and the season. But enjoyed the conversation there. Quick timeout. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on Jaguars Today. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, your long-term solution for weight loss. Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Long ago, sports radio was just a dream. But one brave station dared to make the leap into sports outer space. 1010XL. One small step for man. Out of this world.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Now that's what I call high-quality H2O. If you want high-quality water throughout your home, call your local water boy. We install equipment to solve any water problem. WaterBoyJAX.com.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
When the sun goes down, you might think a golf course shuts down, but not at the Golf Club of Southampton. Join the gang every Thursday night for trivia with Brooke and Jason, and everybody's favorite night, Friday night on the patio, featuring local musicians, food, and drink. It's all at the Golf Club of Southampton. Great golf. You've come to expect that. But don't forget, when night falls, the fun doesn't stop. Trivia every Thursday night and Southampton's live music patio session Fridays. Call 287-PLAY to make a tee time and the good time.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Your cooling system isn't working. Maybe somebody showed up with a portable electronic device. Then they discussed with you what your options are. Maybe they gave you an estimate that seems like an awful lot of money. What's the smart thing to do? When the situation merits a second opinion, get a Mike Merritt opinion. Yes, the Mike Merritt Comfort Team shows up with hand tools. We've never been able to fix an air conditioning problem with a tablet. Mike Merritt has been the trusted name for more than 30 years because there's never any hocus pocus. The Merritt team will walk you through the diagnostic steps up close and personal and show you exactly what you need. And the Mike Merritt price is likely to be far less because there's never an overtime charge, and the Merritt team doesn't work on commission. So remember, when it comes to the health of your cooling system, a second opinion can only help, and a Mike Merritt opinion can save you money. Florida license CACO 50384.
Hey Jaguar friends, I'm Donovan Darius, former 10-year NFL strong safety for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm hosting my free tackling technique Jaguars camp for kids ages 10 to 14 on July the 27th. This Jaguar camp will have some of my former Jaguar teammates out there coaching the kids on all the fundamentals that it takes to be a great tackler. To get involved, just go to DariusNextLevelTraining.com to sign up your kids ages 10 to 14. If you'd like to sponsor, you can go to the same website, DariusNextLevelTraining.com.
What's up? I'm Patrick Young. If you're a business owner, make your plans to attend the Florida SBDC Network Small Business Success Summit, August 19th and 20th at the Sawgrass Marriott in Ponte Vedra. You'll network with other Florida business owners, learn marketing and operational strategies. Plus, I'll deliver an inspirational keynote message. There's also a reverse trade show event where you can speak with government agencies to explore their business partnerships. Register online at floridasbdc.org, and I will see you there.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
Is your roof ready to weather the storm? Don't take chances with your home safety. Schedule a free roof inspection with the experts at Universal Roof and Contracting. Get peace of mind knowing your home is protected from the elements. Save up to $1,250 on your roof replacement, plus flexible financing up to 15 years. Offer expires July 31st. Call 855-ROOF-HELP or click universalroof.com.
License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Florida football secondary coach Will Harris shot down a report that Colorado transfer and former five-star cornerback Cormani McClain is leaving the University of Florida. Site out of Lakeland had reported that McClain is leaving the Florida Gators, citing internal sources. Former Mandarin High and current quarterback for Georgia, Carson Beck, talked excitement about coming back to Georgia.
Making the decision to come back this year, I'm excited to see what the progression from game
game 15 to whatever X amount of games we might play this year is going to look like.
College football insider and Action Network reporter Brett McMurphy reported SEC and Big Ten administrators view Florida State's attempt to leave the ACC and find a home in their conference as uncertain. There's no appetite for the team in either conference while the ACC remains, according to the report. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
At 10:59, it's 87 degrees. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Everything you need to know about the Jags. Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
All right, people suggesting what direction we should go with the, let's call them old-style jerseys. It's so fun. Like, we're having this whole conversation here. You know, they haven't officially used the word throwback, right? And we get it. We know it's coming, right? We know it's coming tomorrow. Fans have been waiting for it all offseason. Announce the throwbacks. They put the video out teasing what's coming tomorrow, right? They're opening the fan store for a particular reason, right? So someone said throwback Trevor jersey, but get the white one. That's a tough call. Do you go white or do you go teal?
Teal.
Do you?
Teal all day.
I think the white looks so good.
The white does, but, man, you got to go teal.
I kind of, that was in my head, right? Like, the Jags are teal, right? That's what they are. And that's their signifying color.
Like, think about it. If you have any memory and you think about the old school Jags, you have the black helmet and then you have the teal jersey.
Man.
Right?
I'm just going to throw, let me do a test here, okay? I'm going to do Google Jimmy Smith Jaguars and then click images, okay? First one, white jersey, teal numerals. Second one, teal jersey, white numerals. The next two, white jersey, teal numerals.
Now do the same thing for Fred, though.
All right. It's same era, basically. I don't know why that would change a whole lot, but let me throw that in there. Fred Taylor, Jaguars, image. Teal, white, 4 across the top. Well, that picture of him pointing as he's running.
Yeah,
that's,
I see it.
You Google, what is it about that picture, right? If you Google Fred Taylor, Jaguars, and you're looking for an image, that's always like the first one that comes up. But I don't know. Boy, that teal does look sharp, man. Yeah, I think I'd have to go teal, for me. Somebody else ranked them. They'd go, what was it? Jimmy Smith, Rasheed Mathis, Fred Taylor, and then it says Campbell. I'm guessing they mean Calais and not Tyson, or I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe they're doing like a Mount Rushmore or something. But Calais didn't play in these, right? You got to get somebody who's going to play in the unis. So, we'll see. Somebody on the Brandon Aiyuk front. Why are we discussing something that's not going to happen? We do it all the time. It's called sports radio, hypotheticals. Man, we kick it around. It's fun. It's the off season. What should we do? Man, I'm going to count the hours until tomorrow, and I'll be out there sweating on the sidewalk. By the way, Dylan, once again, is 1010XL stepping up to the plate tomorrow?
We definitely are.
We're going to step up.
But y'all are.
Well, yeah, you're part of the fam, man.
Yeah, I'll be here.
You're part of the fam. Am I too old to use that? Probably.
No. You can use it.
All right. You're part of the fam. Anyway, so we're going to be out there, and I will probably throw my own money down. I say probably. I will be throwing my own money down for the first time ever to purchase a Jaguar jersey. And, I went to our GM who said, hey, we got this opportunity. Jags reach out. Love to have you do the show tomorrow when they open up the team shop. And they're opening up at 9:04 in the morning. We're going on at a normal time at 10 o'clock. And, so we'll be rubbing elbows and talking to people and seeing. I have no idea how many people are going to show up for this, right? No idea. Could be 10, could be 100, could be 1,000. I really don't know. So I asked our benevolent general manager, Steve Griffin, wouldn't it be kind of the thing to do to have, a box out there that if you are actually showing up tomorrow, you can register, put your name in the box, and if we draw your name, you're going to get a jersey on us. Wouldn't that be nice? And benevolent general manager Steve Griffin said, yes, that would be nice, and yes, we will do that. So I'm going to work out the details. I don't know if you're going to have to be present when we draw, but if you want a chance to win one, maybe you're going to purchase one anyway. But you know what? If you're deciding between Freddie T and T Law, why decide, right? Buy one, win the other. And so we're going to give one away tomorrow is what I'm told. I mean, we're going to pay for it. It's going to look, Jags need all the money they can to pour into that stadium. But yeah, we're absolutely going to do that tomorrow. So, details fuzzy at the moment, but just know if you're coming out tomorrow, we're going to have a prize box. Register, boom, and at some point, I'd like to draw one name right before we go off the air. And the only thing I got to determine is, are we doing it must be present to win at the time? Because, look, if you're taking off work in the morning to come out and get in line at I don't know what hour, what do you think the first person's going to line up at? 6 in the morning?
Yeah, somewhere around 6, I'd probably say.
8 in the morning? I don't know. I really have no idea. Because it is a work day. This is kind of sprung on people. So, but whatever. So, maybe you're coming down, you think, I got an hour window. I'm going to get in there, get my thing, get out. So I don't know if we're going to do the must be present to win, but definitely must be present to register tomorrow. So if you're coming out, you'll have the chance to win yourself a Jacksonville Jaguar jersey. I'm going to say in a style that hasn't been worn in a while. Let's put it that way. Let's say hello to our good friend. We got a couple of good friends on the line here. Mr. Fan Cam, kicking things off here in hour number 2. What's up, Cam?
Hey, good morning, guys. Great piece with Sexton. He might be the right up there with the chili breakfast for the longest-running association with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, I mean, and even if it's a tie, we know the pecking order here, right? Chili rules, all right? And there's only one Brian. There's 13 different sausages in that chili, so come on.
You got it wired, Mike. I love it. Well, I just want to touch base with you guys and just let everybody know a week from today we'll be serving a bunch of chili, and I guess we'll be seeing some new swag while we're out there. That's pretty exciting.
Bro, it's that quick, right? It's next Thursday, and we kick it off again. Do you know where you're setting up this year?
I hope it's probably the same place. The Jaguars were incredible, and they helped us get a great spot, and it just worked out where we had the drum guys right behind us, and the line streams right by us to get in the stadium, so into the practice facility. So I hope we'll be in the same spot. It was pretty good, and we're looking forward to serving a couple hundred bowls of 13 sausage chili.
You're kind of a Jersey guy, right?
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking at my original Jaguars jersey the other day. It's a Baselli. The old teal, not even the stitch, kind of, just the screen Baselli jersey, and you can't even see but a little bit of the 71 in the name anymore. It's so old. But I got the autographed Game Fred jersey, and that'll always be the most precious jersey to me.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Brother, I look forward to seeing you as always because who doesn't love a free meal? And a delicious one at that. The tradition continues. Make sure you check in with me a time or two next week so we can remind folks to come hungry.
I'll be in touch, and thank you guys for everything you've done for me, the chili, and Jaguar fans as a whole. It's a great show. It's got to be the best NFL team show out there, and we really appreciate it, Mike.
All right,
you guys have a great day.
Thank you, buddy. Seattle does a really good job. I have no idea. Thank you, Cam. Cam's my buddy. What else he's going to say? But he does a great. I mean, the man cooks chili. He does it every single year. It's a training camp tradition, unlike any other, and he hands out bowls and bowls of it absolutely for free. So bring your appetite next Thursday if you're coming for the opening day of training camp. Let's say hello to our next good friend, Regina, joining us here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Regina.
Good morning. Nice to have you back.
Thank you.
That means we all have to stay healthy. You, all the Jaguars, whatever mindset, everyone needs to be healthy. That's my thought of the season. But I want to throw this out to the Jaguars kingdom. You know how we know T-Law and Freddie T and Mojo, we know who we're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Josh Hines Allen wants to have a legacy. Why don't we come up with a name like that for him? And I understand. He doesn't want to be confused with the other Josh Allen. He wants to have his own legacy, his own name. So I'll throw it out to you all. What do you think? And have a good day, and go Jags.
Go Jags. Thank you, Regina. I actually have thought about this a little bit, Dylan. JHA doesn't just roll off the tongue, right? MJD. For whatever reason, it just sounds right. Right? MJD. There's something about, and again, Josh Hines Allen is tougher for me than Joshua Hines Allen. I don't know. I don't. Freddie T. What would you? Josh H.A. Right? Like,
nah.
Right? Exactly. Right? Some names lend themselves to that. T. Law. It makes sense. Before it was Josh Allen, or the good Josh Allen, as we like to refer to him, because he, whips up on the other guy. I don't know if there is an easy way to put it. Sack King, eventually he'll be the Jaguars sack king. He'll probably go down, barring something unforeseen, as the greatest defensive player that this franchise has had. Certainly the most accomplished. You can debate, was X amount of years of Tony Bracken's, if he played however many years, comparable to Joshua Hines Allen, but he is a single season record holder. Who knows? Maybe he'll up that again, or maybe he'll have, multiple more years of 15 plus sacks. I don't know. I just think there's certain names that are easier to kind of riff on a little bit than, even Josh A. I'm what? Nah. Yeah,
I mean, most of the time, doesn't nicknames just happen spur of the moment?
They're kind of natural,
know.
Right?
Yeah, and usually sometimes it's the play-by-play guy will say something and then it sticks. So.
Sometimes, right? But when you had a guy with 2 one-syllable names, Josh Allen. That's 2. I can count 1 and 2, right? But still, 2 brief names like that. What do I think? Allen is 1 syllable. Anyway. You don't even need to shorten that, right? It's just Josh Allen. Sometimes play-by-play guys call their guy by the first name only. Usually that's reserved for the quarterback. I don't love that, by the way, but that's me. But, T-Law, Freddie T, it just, I just think it has to happen organically. And I don't know if there is, hey, Hines Allen. We know who he is. He's our guy. And for what he's going to end up in terms of importance to this franchise, he's well-deserving of calling himself whatever the heck he wants to call himself. And I don't know. I don't know if we're going to come up with anything. I think this Hines Allen is going to be the abbreviation, like when you hear Frank Franchi doing the play-by-play, Hines Allen coming off the edge. Even Trayvon. Trayvon is such a unique name. There are not many Trayvons out there, at least in the NFL. Can't think of another off the top of my head. There may be one, but, he's Trayvon or Walker. You know who you're talking about. I don't know. Good thought, Regina. And, look, hopefully Joshua Hines Allen, cha-ching, there's $1. That might be my first one when I used it in the present tense. Hopefully, he lives up to the contract. And in the end, we don't really care what he gets called, and we just recognize him for the greatness that he brought to this football franchise. Because, again, it's July 17th, and it's all teal-colored glasses, as Brian Sexton said. It's okay to wear those right now. And the point Regina made, I think, is the important one. Health right now, I mean, you're playing roulette. Every team in the league is playing roulette. Healthiest team will get further than most if you've got some baseline of talent. And I do think the Jags have that baseline of talent. All right, we'll take a time out here. We'll come back. Hey, let's go back to 2018 or 1918 for that matter. I don't think we had football cards back then, but we'll see what Panini has to offer up. We'll debate the Brandon Aiyuk question of the day as well. Mike Dempsey, Dylan Denmark. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on 1010XL. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
If you were to look up professional football's all-time bonehead plays, you might read about
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Sometimes a man has to be big enough to see how small he is.
Mornings on 1010XL.
He's a genius.
It's time to fire up your grill, shoot off some fireworks, and launch one of the biggest sales in the history of the United States. It's our independent sale happening right now at Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet. Whether you drive a car, a truck, or an EV, everyone is welcome to celebrate our independent sale with the lowest prices, largest inventory, and the most love for our country. Come celebrate with Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. You don't want to miss this.
Save money while beautifying your home with Renewal by Andersen with their energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Their exclusive Fibrex product is chic, tough, easy to maintain, and twice as strong as vinyl. Right now, buy 4 windows or patio doors and get the 5th free, plus 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit rbafla.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
College football is finally here. Yes! SEC Football Media Days. Catch interviews with coaches and players.
We need change. I think everybody knows that.
If you miss one, you can hear it on demand at 1010xl.com. Brought to you by Instant Keys.
Bolt City Heating and Air is here to keep you cool this summer. Anytime, any day, whenever you need fast, reliable air conditioning service. Their friendly technicians have fully stocked work vans, so they can get your AC done on site the same day. Rely on a family-owned Jacksonville-grown company this summer to keep your home cooling system working smarter, not harder. Experience the Bolt difference. Visit BoltCityAC.com to schedule your service appointment. BoltCityAC.com.
They say to make yourself indispensable at work, so I developed a digital catering solution that only I can operate. Okay, it's actually EasyCater.com.
David!
They love me, because I, the director of catering logistics, not a real job, use EasyCater to get catering from all our favorite restaurants. Tight budget? No problem. Need vegetarian options? Gluten-free? Check and check.
D-Man, you crushed lunch today.
It was easy. EasyCater.
EasyCater is your all-in-one tech platform for ordering food for work. Start your order at EasyCater.com.
For over 40 years, Play It Again Sports has served its customers with a winning, sustainable shopping model. Could say, we were recycling before recycling was cool. Save on quality used sporting goods for baseball, softball, lacrosse, hockey, golf, tennis, and more. Or sell us your gently used gear. We buy all sports, all seasons, and offer cash on the spot. Stop by Play It Again Sports today on Merrill Road near 295 or online at playitagainsports.com.
Wednesday is Free Friday at 1010XL's Restaurant of the Day, John Smith Subs. Experience the thrill of the grill and get free fries with any sandwich purchase all day today. Bring your big mouth to John Smith Subs on Hodges at JTB.
Good people drink good beer, and great people drink Mocama, a refined craft brewery out of Fernandina Beach, Florida. Mocama Beer Company brings sophisticated flagship beers, including Cosmico IPA and Dune Garden Lager, to the greater Jacksonville area. Whether you're hitting the water with friends or enjoying a backyard barbecue, Mocama has the perfect fare for your summer activities. Look for us wherever great beers are sold and find your Mocama.
What's changed totally inside and out? The Kuhn Flowers massive storefront, and yes, they've totally remodeled the showroom inside too. This is Frank Frangie, and the next time you drive by, stop and smell the roses at Kuhn Flowers.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about letting things roll off of your back. So often we can make big deals out of things that are not really big deals. We can allow them to steal the joy of our day. But let me remind you that don't allow anyone or anything to steal the joy of today. Go out today not letting little things steal the big things that God has in store for you.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Expert Automotive is ready to keep you cool this summer. Right now, get an AC inspection or a system cooling checkup. Your choice for only $19.99. Their gift to you this summer is $50 off any service and a free tire rotation with any service. Their ASE certified technicians can keep your car cool without breaking the bank this summer. Call them at 374-3373 to get an appointment today. Expert Automotive. They never sell greed, only what you need.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Jaguars Today
on 1010XL.
All right, now I'm kind of in between one foot in each world. I may be leaning white jersey, teal numerals, right? Because they're not going to have the white jersey with the black numerals, right?
No, I doubt it.
Right? Why would you do that? We're just talking about this, Dylan and I, on the break. I don't understand when teams go to alternate all black. Like, it's not unless black is like your primary or secondary color, and I get it. The Jags colors are like, teal and gold and black and white, but so it's technically part of the color scheme, but that's like on the edges kind of thing. Like I'd never liked the all black. I know the players like them. They think they look tough or whatever, but teal is your identity and lean into it. But do I want the all teal? As you said, if you're getting it signed, you want the teal jersey because you have the white numerals and it's easy to see the autograph pop. I'm not looking to get an autograph here. I'm just looking to support the franchise. Pockets is what I'm doing. And also, I clarified with the benevolent general manager on the last break, we will have a registration box tomorrow. If you're just tuning in, I'll be doing the show outside the team shop, right outside the Miller Electric Center, where hopefully a bunch of folks are going to take advantage of the Thursday hours, 9:04 a.m., opening up. They'll be open up all day until 5 o'clock. But we'll have a register to win box. And you get there basically any time prior to about 11:30, I'm going to say, is about when we'll cut it off. You do not have to be present to win. So if you're taking half a day or you're taking a couple hours off of work and you're getting in line and you can get in and get your jersey of your choice and you purchase it, whatever, great for you. Register. We'll draw it. If you're on hand, fantastic. We'll walk back in with you at noon and we'll buy you another jersey. But if you can't be there, we'll make arrangements to get one to you. Maybe order it through Fanatics, whatever the case may be. But we will have the opportunity, so come on out. Even if you're not thinking about buying one, come on out. Register to win. There's no purchase necessary. Just show up, fill out a little slip, and who knows? I have no idea, Dylan. There could be 10 people. Could be 100 people. Could be several hundred people. Could be 1,000 people spread out over the course of the day. I have no idea what kind of crowd there's going to be, but I'll be there. So if you want a chance to win a free jersey, that will be your opportunity tomorrow. Okay? Question of the day is out there as well from Chad and Sandy Real Estate. Flashback to 3 months ago, although it's topical again. San Fran wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk officially requests a trade. So, Jacksonville fans, would you be in favor of the Jags trading next year's first-round pick for Aiyuk, knowing he wants a contract with an average annual value of about $30 million a year? We'll call it 30, just to make it simple. 28 is that much different, really, but let's just call it 30. Your options in the poll, if you choose to vote at MD_1010XL on the X platform. Yes. No, the Jags are good at wide receiver. In other words, we're set with what we have, or no, that's too much compensation. It could be the pick is too much. The contract's too much. The combination is too much, whatever you feel. So we'll talk about that going forward. All right, let's go back in time 6 years, Dylan, Denmark. And I've got a pack of Panini Blitz cards. I honestly have no idea where they came from, but they were in my house. I'm told I can get 10 free digital packs of cards if I hit up this QR code, but...
Yeah, what are you going to do? Print it out on the printer and then...
You and I want to trade them back and forth? I don't know. Can you even print those kind of things? I don't know how that works. I have no idea how many cards are in this pack. I'm just looking for a little karma. A little karma would be a Jacksonville Jaguar is in the pack. And, all right, rip them open. Oh, how about this?
What you got?
Right off the rip, in the wrong uni, though. First card, Marvin Jones Jr., but he's sporting that Lions gear. But that's kind of, in the ballpark, right? That's not terrible. Marvin Jones Jr., Detroit Lions. This looks like about 8 cards in this pack, maybe less. I don't know. All right. Josh Doxson. Remember him with Washington?
Receiver? Yep.
Yes, not the guy they have now, but the one they had. Gosh, was he a first-round pick of Washington? Never really did anything. So, all right, that's a blank, basically. Oh! Here we go. I mean, if you're just a card collector, Travis Kelce. That's not a bad little card to have right there. I don't know if would Taylor Swift appear on any bubblegum cards circa 2018? Not sure. All right, Travis Kelce card. We got a fancy one here. Who is this? Oh, Carson Palmer with it's a silver Panini Elite in the Arizona Cardinal uniform.
It'd be a lot better if it was in Cincinnati.
Tidal Waves. This one is entitled. Not title, but Title Waves. and it is an Eli Manning card. Eli Manning does have a strong connection to the Tom Coughlin J Fund, so there is that. All right, 5 cards deep. Cooper Kupp rookie roundup card.
Dang, you got some good cards there.
That seems like a solid card right there. I mean, I have no idea. It's probably worth like 30 cents, right, to a collector. It has sharp corners because I just opened it. All right, so the Cooper Kupp rookie roundup card, and then Super Bowl kid reporter. This could be you. This could be you, Pockets.
What, about 8, 9 years old, or is it just some random kid?
Well, it's you and your child could win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 52. So again, time travel needs to be invented, and your child could be the next Panini Super Bowl kid reporter at opening night. Those kids are always annoying as hell. Let me be honest with you, right? It's great for them. They enjoy it. Nobody else does, all right? It's a working environment. I always hate, the idiots that would show up. I've done a bunch of Super Bowl opening nights, which is formerly just called Media Day, right? When you have that one opportunity and everybody comes to their podium and you go out there and you get, people be 15 deep around in these podiums. And it's like, why are you even bothering? You're not going to get a question in. There are 200 people surrounding player X. And so we would always go, Tony and I, and we knew who would be on the podium. So we'd target guys who weren't on the podiums that either had a Jacksonville connection or Florida Gator connection or Florida State Seminole connection or whatever the case may be. But you'd always go there and you get, the people that just wanted to show their butts and dress up in ridiculous costumes, or, you'd have somebody in a wedding dress making a proposal to Tom Brady or whatever the case may be. So I guess we struck out on the Jags in the pack, although Marvin Jones Jr. does have that Jaguar connection, and it was the top card in there. So I suppose there's some slight connection there. What will I do with those? Throw them in a box, never to be heard from again, is likely the way I will go, unless you want to give me, do I hear 35 cents for the Cooper Kupp rookie card? I think we need a full $1 on that one, because I now owe $1 to the swear jar or the Joshua Hines Allen jar. Made my first slip up. It won't be the last, but it'll happen. So anyway, kind of anticlimactic, I feel. Although I guess, having a Kelsey and a Cooper Kupp, not too bad if you're just into the card collecting thing. I'm not at this stage of my life. I was just looking for a little splash of teal in there. I guess I will have to wait until tomorrow for that. All right. So once again, we got over 260 votes on our question of the day. Brandon Aiyuk, no matter how unrealistic you think the actual scenario would play out, if the opportunity presented itself, would you be in favor of the Jags going the route of giving up a first-round pick next year and kind of somewhat pushing their chips to the middle of the table, saying Super Bowl or bust? I do think Brandon Aiyuk tops the depth chart pretty easily. I mean, like Christian Kirk, he's a good player. Aiyuk on a team that runs the ball as much as anybody in the league in San Francisco and plays at a slower pace than a lot of people. That means less snaps, less total opportunities. Up 1,300 yards. Great blocker, great route runner, super productive. Is it worth a first-round pick knowing you got to give that fat contract as well? Yeah, right now, about a third of you say it is. Dylan and I will debate the pros and cons of that when we come back in a moment. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. I was debating with myself if I'm going to order a jersey. What size do I get? I'm not quite sure. I think I'm still a 2X. 2X used to be a little snug. That's why back in the day I got a 3X when I had a chance to actually be gifted a jersey. I'd be swimming in it right now. Always better to go a little bit bigger on them, but everything's a little bit bigger on me these days, including some of the clothes I'm wearing today. Man, I'm cinching that belt down to the last loop because I've dropped a ton of weight with Awaken 180, but more importantly, I've been able to keep it off. I guess equally important. A look at the success that Hackers had, Matt Hayes, myself, everyone I know who's tried Awaken 180 raves about it. If you've got 10, 20, 50, 100 or more pounds to drop, Awaken 180 can do it safely, effectively. You'll eat to lose weight. Call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 to become the next Awaken 180 success story. Schedule a free consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
It's Awaken 180 Weight Loss Wednesday
on Jaguars Today. Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
They say every town has a story.
Here's the deal.
Jags on 3.
It's black and teal.
1, 2, 3, Jags!
1010XL.
What makes a Honda certified pre-owned vehicle so special? 182-point inspection, 24/7 roadside assistance, first-year free oil changes, and a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty for carefree driving backed by American Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today.
Lauren Brooks here from Mayport CNC Fisheries. At my house, we had a feast from Mayport CNC Fisheries with the freshest shrimp around, and it was unbelievable. They also have oysters, scallops, mahi, and so much more. Want to eat like a local? Head to the beach and visit my friends at Mayport CNC Fisheries.
Right now, you may be running a little late, or feeling stressed, or overwhelmed, and you may be going a bit over the speed limit. So to help you relax, exhale. Ease up on the gas. You'll get there when you get there. Take a moment to just chill. This little break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Attention homeowners, is it time to get your septic tank pumped out? Don't wait until it's too late. At Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic, our experienced technicians use the latest equipment to pump out your tank safely and efficiently, ensuring that your septic system is running smoothly. Neglecting your septic tank can lead to costly repairs and even health hazards. So call Duck Duck Rooter and schedule your septic tank pumping. Call now, 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is Hayes Carline here to help you break free from the chains of pest infestation. The talk of this town is Kingfish Pest Control. By now, many of your neighbors have already joined the Kingfish Revolution, leaving their homes and lawns protected and pest-free. Now it's your turn. Call Kingfish Pest Control and say goodbye to termites, ants, mosquitoes, and other annoying pests. Trust me, you'll get exceptional service and understand why your neighbors and I use Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
Give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish. And he's listening to the Nimnicht Outdoor Show with tips and stories. Presented by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning.
Every Saturday morning, 7 to 10.
On 1010XL.
If you're a veteran, listen up. Did you know that you can access up to 100% of your home's equity right now? Hey, Prosser here. You can do it with Loan Pronto's VA Equity Advantage program. You can get 30, 50, 100 grand or more and use that money to pay off all those credit cards, personal loans, car loans, or maybe use the cash to do that home improvement project. Veterans love working with Loan Pronto because they make it easy. No junk fees, no hassle. They can unlock that cash in your home's equity in a matter of weeks. Don't keep paying insane rates on credit cards. There's a smarter alternative with Loan Pronto. Get more info and start the process now at loanpronto.com. Or if your current VA loan rate is over 6.5%, Loan Pronto can get you in a streamlined refinance with a lower rate right now with no income verification and no appraisal. Lower your monthly payment big time. Loan Pronto makes it so easy for veterans. So call now, 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1666781, subject to lender approval.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Y Summer Camp, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather now hot as can be, look ahead and get that backyard ready for fall with a new open air or screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are the best in the business. So if you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
This is Hayes Carline for SkyLife Elite. Are you tired of canceled flights, unruly passengers, and layovers? Call my friends at SkyLife Elite. Consider using private charter flights for your next adventure. Yes, you can afford it. Make your own schedule. Fly direct. Drive your car to Craig Airport and get directly on the plane. SkyLife Elite can make that happen. Call 490-9332. Go to flyskylife.com and find them on social media. Fly SkyLife Elite, North Florida's premier private air charter.
Hello, I'm Malcolm Anthony. I've been practicing criminal defense law for over 40 years. It's what I love to do, what I do well. Stay out of trouble, but if you don't, call me, Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. 285-4LAW for Malcolm Anthony.
Time now for a medical recap. A health and wellness tip from Jaguars head team physician, Dr. Kevin Kaplan.
Establishing a regular sleeping pattern is crucial for your well-being. This includes going to bed at roughly the same time every night and waking up around the same time every morning. You may even consider turning off all electronic devices an hour before bedtime. Ever wonder why you can't fall asleep after staring at your phone right before bed? Studies show that the light from your phone actually decreases melatonin production, therefore causing disruptions to your sleep throughout the night. Get some rest before the big game. Go Jags.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL. Now, gems around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
All right, here's the number one gem. Nothing Jaguar-related in the news, right? Because we know no news is good news. Other than the pro shop will be open tomorrow at 9:04. Act accordingly outside the Miller Electric Center down at, what are they, One Everbank Place? I'm not sure what the address is. You know where it is. You know where the stadium's located at this point in time. But the kind of the news around the NFL is what we're talking about with today's question today. Brandon Aiyuk officially requested trade. There's been no even negotiations for months between he and the San Francisco 49ers on a new contract. So that, led to today's question of the day. And also, in conjunction with that, the former Gator, Ricky Pearsall, rookie first-round pick of the Niners, shows up as rookies report yesterday for the Niners, and he goes immediately on the non-football injury list. So who knows how long that's going to play out. And, does that give Aiyuk a little bit more leverage in this? Does it make the Niners less inclined to even consider trading Brandon Aiyuk? I mean, the likelihood that they're going to trade Brandon Aiyuk is pretty low. But that doesn't mean we will not discuss it coming up here. But, Dylan, I take it all back.
What's that?
Last segment, everything I said about the prices of what I'm willing to give these cards up for. Dylan's like, let me take a look at that Cooper Kupp card. First, the Travis Kelce card is worth a hot $3.99, right? Not bad. Sure. If somebody wants to give me $1, they can have it. The Cooper Kupp rookie roundup card in mint condition, and I believe this is in mint condition, straight out of the pack, right? Corners are sharp. Everything, nothing's blurry. $47.50, right? With shipping, if you want to buy it, it's $56 on eBay. $47.50. Had you struck when my big mouth was rolling, I offered it out there for 35 cents. Had no takers on there. So now we're up to $35, right? You can make the profit. It's like Storage Wars, man. You got to make a little. You got to leave a little.
I loved that show.
I started watching it again this past week. Hadn't watched it in a long time. It comes and goes, man. They get annoying with the whole.
Yeah. When it first came out, what's his name? Daryl.
I think it's rigged too, right? I do think it's rigged. That I think I might have read that somewhere. It's like somebody sued that, like they set up the lockers like, it looks like a bunch of old rags, and then you get one jewelry box in the corner or something like that. So I don't know. Whatever. Storage Wars. If you like it, enjoy the hell out of it. Okay. I'm still mainlining Alone right now from the History Channel. That's what I'm into these days. Although Presumed Innocent, final 2 episodes, if you're watching that on Apple TV. Last one came out last night. Didn't watch it. I'm going to save that for today and then get the final one next week. Jake Gyllenhaal, good series. I like it. All right, today's question of the day. Flashback to 3 months ago. Wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk officially requested trade from the San Francisco 49ers. So, Jacksonville fans, would you be in favor of the Jags trading their 2025 first-round pick for Aiyuk and then giving him a contract with a $30 million average annual value? Dylan, fired up.
10-10
Take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 Take. Brought to you by Leonard Truck Accessories.
All right, your options of the poll. Yes. Number one. Number two, no. The Jags are good at wide receiver. Or no, too much compensation. And that could be, you only have limited what you can put into a Twitter poll, right? So that may be first-round picks, too much compensation. $30 million is too much compensation. The combination of the two is too much compensation. We have, some debate. It's a waste of money. Some have suggested because, you're paying Gabe Davis too much then to be basically your fourth wide receiver. And I get it. It's not ideal. But, you got to assume that they can work it out salary cap-wise. In a scenario like this, Dylan, you would think, all right, project it out this year, okay? You open up, you hope Brian Thomas Jr. as first-round pick is ready to roll day one, right? Very exciting. You got him on one side. You got Aiyuk on the other. You got Kirk in the slot. You got Ingram. You got Travis Etienne in the backfield, offensive line, and Trevor Lawrence, right? So that's your group. Would you agree? And would you agree, Dylan, Brandon Aiyuk definitively tops this depth chart as
number
the best
one,
wide receiver?
Not even a question.
I really, and that's not a knock on Christian Kirk or, look, down the line, do I think that Brian Thomas Jr. can be this? Yeah, but I don't know when that's going to come. Could it come this year? Probably not a 1,300-yard guy, but by next year, is he that guy? Maybe. Is there a problem having two of those guys, especially with one on a rookie deal? So, again, it's not ideal because you're paying Gabe Davis a good chunk. My argument was, look, at the cap hits, they're not that massive. Somebody replied, cap hits mean nothing. I think cap hits mean everything. Honestly, I don't think Shad Khan minds spending the money. He wants to win. Can you manage the cap hits over a long enough period of time to where you can keep this team competitive and still add when you need to add at key positions? It may not be the case that you can do that with this. My first inclination is, what are we doing this year? What's the goal this year of the Jacksonville Jaguars? And I get it. It's the goal of every team every year. The Carolina Panthers want to win the Super Bowl. This team needs to win the division, seemingly at a bare minimum. But did we give Trevor Lawrence franchise quarterback money? Did we pay Joshua Hines-Allen top of the market pass rusher type money? And I'm not saying the top guy, but very high up, right? Did we add these free agent? I mean, seemingly just creating money in free agency. Hey, you want Eric Armstead? Fine. You want Gabe Davis? Fine. Mitch Morse? Let's get them all. Bring them all in, right? Did we give Foye Oluokun another contract? For what reason? Because you think you have a nucleus that can compete sometime in the life of this Trevor Lawrence contract extension to be a serious Super Bowl contender. Do I think that Brandon Aiyuk this year makes you that much closer? Or, if there were another comparable receiver being talked about as being available out there, you can talk about T. Higgins. It'd be kind of the same thing, although now with the franchise tag and no extension, he's not going anywhere. You get it. So my initial inclination is, yes, I want to add Brandon Aiyuk. Now, I'm not the capologist. And when you look forward down the line, are you putting too many eggs in this year's basket? Because I do think people have said, well, what happens going forward in the future? I think in this scenario, Christian Kirk this year is going to be in the third year of a 4-year deal. You can get out of his deal next year, take a not insignificant dead cap hit, but you still save a good chunk against what he's going to cost you right now against the cap. So you'd recoup about $13 million in cap space, okay? You would have to look at 2025 as Aiyuk, Brian Thomas, and the likelihood that Parker Washington needs to ascend by next year. Now, the timetable may be, as it stands now, Parker Washington has a couple more years to grow into that role. In fact, would it be shocking, because I don't expect a Brandon Aiyuk trade to be pulled off, that next year, next offseason, in order to lower that cap figure, Christian Kirk gets an extension of a few years, right? Especially if he flourishes. You feel like Brian Thomas profiles as a number one, top of the depth chart guy, which is what I think Aiyuk is. Like most teams he would go to he would be the biggest passing game threat. Now, that's not the case for every team, but those teams are likely not in the market for a guy like that. The teams he has been most often connected with, he has even said, I love to play with Jaden Daniels, right? They played way back in the day at Arizona State for a brief moment. So Washington, is he better than Terry McLaurin? I think he is. I think he's a top depth chart guy there. Pittsburgh is another one where he said, I wouldn't mind playing for Pittsburgh, and he looks like Mike Tomlin, right? We all know that, right? We've seen the side-by-sides of these guys. They could be almost identical twins, depending on which photo you look at. But you look at what they got. They've got George Pickens, but he's been inconsistent. But Aiyuk, I think, can do a lot of the dirty work stuff. Really good route runner, can shake guys, outstanding blocker. And, you think, we're not paying for blocking. Well, that matters. Ask Doug Peterson, ask Chad Hall, Jags wide receiver coach, if they care about their wide receivers blocking. I bet they do. In the end, Dylan, I'm probably grudgingly on the side of too much compensation. But here's the thing. You're not going to lower the $30 million. That's what he wants. If you're going to trade for him, you're only going to trade for him if you have an understanding ahead of time that he's going to sign an extension with you. So then it comes down to compensation. Now, you can say, well, why are we even talking about this? The Niners are not going to take whatever. Well, they might not take a first-round pick. It's a hypothetical. Well, let's say it wasn't a first-round pick, Dylan. What, second and a fourth?
Probably 2 seconds and a fourth, probably.
You think 2 seconds and a fourth?
Maybe. I think the Niners, if they do trade them, they want, and it's drafting guys, they want draft picks. Like, if it's not a first round, they want multiple.
Sure they do. But, man, at the same time, if Aiyuk really sticks to his guns and holds out and they're not willing to give him $30 million, and maybe they will, right? Because they've gone down this road. Nick Bosa held out. He got a deal. Debo held out. He got a deal, and they happen in training camp. So the likelihood is something happens, even if it's on a shorter-term deal, to make Aiyuk happy enough to show up and play football for San Francisco this year. But what if he does play hardball and he says, hey, you know what? I'm scheduled to make $14 million this year. We're all like, yeah, it's life-changing money. And it is. But, in his position, he sees what the market is if he were a free agent. But that's the thing. You're not.
Yeah, and you only get paid one time like this, man.
Maybe twice.
Maybe twice.
Maybe twice.
Most of the time, you get that one chance, and you don't know what the future looks like the next couple of years. You get that one injury, and then your chances of you getting that big deal are gone.
I'm probably grudgingly in the too much compensation pile, and it's more about the draft pick thing because you don't know what you're going to need next year. You're going to need an offensive tackle to maybe start. You're going to need a starting corner. Maybe not that you can't find those after the first round. I'm not. 2 seconds and a fifth, and $30 million. That seems like a lot, man. It does, and I get it. If you were to trade your first round pick, you're going to get more than 2 seconds and a fifth for it generally, right? Especially if we're talking about like wherever the Jags pick is. Let's say it's the 25th pick in the draft. Well, then the 25th pick of the second round, a second round pick in addition to that in the fifth probably might not even get you to that compensation. So according to the chart, you're probably getting a value there. What's your final vote on this?
I'd say no, too much compensation. I think if the Jags were in dire need of a receiver right now, then I would probably lean more to yes. But you should see all the time in the draft, so many times where a receiver's drafted in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, and they perform well because of the offense they're in, or the quarterback and the play caller. Brandon Aiyuk obviously would make this team a whole lot better, but I don't think it's worth all that.
Damn, I want him though, man, right? Like, if I could just snap my fingers and he's, forget about all the compensation stuff. Hey, Gabe Davis, you were used to being kind of a role player in Buffalo, and we'll still use you a lot in the red zone. Nothing wrong with having depth too, because injuries do happen. God, I would love to have him, man. I mean, what a signal that would send too. I get it. You got at a certain point, you got to make sure you're balancing the future. And I understand they pushed a lot of money into the future already.
Yeah, and another thing is if you give this contract to Aiyuk, you have to hit on a draft pick on a position where it's probably defense, probably a linebacker, or somebody in the secondary where they have to hit because you don't have no money anywhere else probably.
But you also have additional draft capital, right? Because of the Brian Thomas trade, and you've got the fact that Brian Thomas is hopefully going to continue to grow into being, a co-number one in his own right, and he's on a rookie deal. Anyway, all right, let's put a bow on this one.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, about 300 votes, by the way, on the question of the day. 42% no, it's too much compensation. 36% say, yeah, do it. I'd do it. First round pick, give him $30 million. Let's go. Chips are in. We're looking to win a ring. And that's the thing. There's no guarantee, but if you did win the ring, it'd be worth it, wouldn't it? Even if you got you in cap hell 3 years down the road, what's a championship worth, man? There's no guarantee you're ever going to win one, right? I hope they win multiple ones, but if it guaranteed you a championship, I think the voting would be 99.9% yes. But there's no guarantees in life, certainly not in sports. No, the Jags are good enough at wide receiver, about 22% of the vote there. All right, great having Brian Sexton on, the original voice of the Jaguars today. And as I said, kind of a thread that bridges the gap between, let's say, a throwback era of Jaguar football and the modern day. I love working with him on game day. Does an excellent job, continuing to do an excellent job with the Jaguar organization. And I'll look forward to seeing him out there at training camp. I look forward to seeing a bunch of you out there at training camp. Fan Cam reminding us the chili cook-off next Thursday. Get there early. He'll run out eventually, man. He's served well into the triple figures of bowls of chili in the past, but there's no guarantee how long it's going to last when hungry people like me show up. But tomorrow, hope to see many of you out there at the Jags team store. Opens at 9:04 a.m. Register to win a Jaguar jersey, even if you're showing up to buy one. Even if you're not showing up to buy one, you can register. We're going to do the show right outside the team store, right outside the Miller Electric Center tomorrow on, I don't know, maybe we'll call it Throwback Thursday, Dylan? Something like that?
Sounds good to me.
All right, it does sound actually pretty good. I got a $47 Cooper Cup card. Pockets, you want it?
Nah.
You don't?
Nah.
What do you?
Oh, for free?
Yes.
I'll go.
I'm not trying to sell it to you.
That's what I was thinking.
What am I going to do with a Cooper Cup card? I'm going to run down to the store and haggle with them. If you want to haggle with the guy at the store, they're yours, Pockets. If you want to sell it for 35 cents, that's on you. But we found out that it's worth nearly $50, at least according to eBay, which is never inaccurate. All right, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks again, Brian Sexton. Appreciate you, brother. Love having him on. Need to do it more often. For Dylan Denmark, for the absent Tony Smith, early birthday greetings once again. We got Shad with the birthday tomorrow. We got Logs with the birthday tomorrow. We got Fat Tony with the birthday tomorrow. And who else did he say had a birthday tomorrow?
Somebody famous. I can't remember.
Somebody semi-famous, right? But not as important as those guys. So anyway, that'll do it for us today. Dylan Denmark, excellent work. And I will hopefully see a bunch of you rabid Jaguar fans down at the Jags team store tomorrow as we broadcast live with Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.